Hello everyone, and welcome back to Broken Sword. When we left off, I had finished chatting to Nico. I had to do all that to save the game. You haven't missed a lot. We basically went through the manuscript, talked about things that had happened, and now she has told us that she has a friend at a museum who is going to help us. And I know of this friend. What, George, why have you suddenly appeared in the middle of the screen? You're supposed to walk from over here. I know of this friend, and he is not a very nice person. And he's not here.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lochmarne?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lochmarne does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lochmarne.
Anything about the Knights Temple?
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Has he seen Carl?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no. I don't frequent places like that.
Let's give him a shock.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Well, I know that is the tripod in the manuscript.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Lochmarne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
I guess we're off to lovely, lovely Ireland, and that's the only time I'm going to do that kind of voice, because I know it was going to happen at some point, so I want to get it out of the way and avoid causing any embarrassment to anybody, including myself. But it seems that we can't go to Ireland. Why can't we go to Ireland? Maybe I need to phone Nico. No, there's not even anybody to phone. Okay. Well, where do I go from here, then? There must be something more at the museum. Let's talk to that guy.
Pardon me?
Oui, monsieur?
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
how is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
I'm sure... I know at some point we have to steal the tripod, and which we do by distracting him by opening the window and getting in there, but I don't think we do that just yet.
The case contained the tripod shown on the manuscript.
There's still nowhere else to go yet. Right, let's go back to Nico's apartment. Ah!
Hi. I've been to the Crew Museum.
Did you speak to Lobineau?
No, he wasn't there.
However...
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Lochmarne.
I have heard of Lochmarne. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine? You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Lochmarne. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a fourth series of his popular television program. This site at Lochmarne must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Pegram's dam is important, why don't you visit Lochmarne?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly?
Alright, well, let's go.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
So, now can we go off to Ireland? I'm resisting the temptation. There we go. To do my Irish voice, because it would be rather... Well, I don't know if it would be that offensive. I don't think... From the Irish people I have met...
I passed the castle on the way into Lochmarne. The castle where Pegram's excavation was located.
From what I have met, the sort of, you know, the stereotypical Irish accent, it seems to be that everyone else thinks the Irish find it offensive, but the Irish themselves actually aren't that bothered. There probably are 2 or 3 people, you know, not 2 or 3, probably several people that do find it offensive. But generally, I think most people just aren't really that easily offended by it. See, I mean, you can tell this is an American-produced game. There is, like, sort of, it's all very green. The bar is called Patrick's, and there is a man playing fiddle. That's, yeah. Right, let's talk to the barman first.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh, God.
I beg your
That's
pardon.
exactly what I mean.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
No, thank you. I don't plan to stay too long.
Who does? Most folk take one look at Lochmarne and jump back on the bus.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
No. You're the first today.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Oh, no. I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he did. 6 nights plus breakfast.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
Has he seen Carl?
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism? Doyle.
Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
Look, I gotta be going.
Okay. Now I know we've got to get the little wire snare. Remember, we've got to get the wire snare thing off the priest.
It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
It's called a beer mat, George. We've got to wait until he fiddles with it, and then when he sneezes, when he puts it down and then sneezes, that's when we need to take it. Assuming that he is going to put it down. This could take a while. Let's talk to him.
Hi there, old-timer.
What?
Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said, it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Oh, he's like,
Excuse me?
yeah, he
Police?
hated it.
No. I'd know it if you were.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarne Castle is haunted.
Ghosts don't bother me.
Ah, yes.
I still want to
Famous
visit that
ghost
castle.
of Lochmarne
You can't.
that turns out
It's
to be
not
something.
open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me,
We'll
is there?
get to that.
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarne? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
That's not sinister in the slightest.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
I can't tell without me glasses.
I'll see you later.
Well, you put your wire down. There we go.
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed his piece of wire. My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Did you work at Professor Pegram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
The fact that you're acting suspiciously.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I'm sure I don't know him.
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
See you later.
I know what's got to happen.
Hi, my
This is
name's
the problem.
Stobart.
I know
George
what's supposed
Stobart.
to happen, but I can't.
Hello there,
quite
mister.
remember how I'm
What can
supposed
I
to
do
get
for
there.
you?
So I'm just sort of at the moment.
Do you know
going
Professor
around talking
Pegram?
to everybody.
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself? No, I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavoured condoms, more likely.
Did anyone
Most
from the
likely.
village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Do you remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who? Doyle? Has he called you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick. Same again.
Just a point this time, Michael.
1
How
point
dare
of
you.
brown coming up.
So-
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it,
was only
was
last
only last week. Fitzgerald was there all right. Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man.
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He does joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellows yourself?
Yeah, I'm interested.
That's right. Professor Stobart,
Oh, the-
Miskatonic University.
You're an archaeologist, and you're asking us about the castle.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking to me. How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes. Packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
What excitement.
Okay, right. Ceasing time. I'm just
Do
gonna
you
show
recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome mug on that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
Alright,
Bye for now.
let's talk to O'Brien.
Hello there. My name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Do you know Sean Fitzgerald?
Yes, I do. What do you want with him?
I want to talk to him about working at
I'm
the
pretty
dig.
sure.
I can't imagine
that
anyone
this
employing
guy
Sean
has got the
Fitzgerald
same
on a
voice
dig.
actor as that
He
guy at
wouldn't
the
know a
museum
post
and the
hole
other
from
guy.
his elbow.
And I'm trying to place. I know his face. I'm trying to place things that people will have seen him in, and I believe he is Commissioner. Is it Commissioner Loeb in the Batman trilogy? I know he was in. He gets killed off by the Joker. He gets poisoned or something in the Dark Knight. And I know, and I'm going to raise this question. Again, a lot of people. He's one of those people. He does voice acting for so many things, and he's been in Jonathan Creek. He's been in Black Books. He's been in lots of British stuff because he is British himself. He's been in so many things. But I know that the thing that people are going to sort of question me is if they say that, as in like, well, yeah, but he's black, isn't he? He is a black actor, but he does lots of voice acting for many things, and it's a credit to his voice talents that he is so unrecognisable as him if you don't know who he is. And I think it's...
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have.
But
a remarkable institution.
It is slightly ironic.
Did you know? They were the originators of our system of credit. Their financial empire stretched from the Atlantic to the Caspian Sea. With bases in so many countries, they had to establish new methods of fiscal transfer.
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of bankers.
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented bank charges?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose they did.
What a dirty trick. Didn't anyone try to stop them?
Oh, yes. They were arrested, and many were burnt at the stake.
A while back. I wouldn't have known.
They bloody well deserved it if they were anything like my bank manager.
He's a very good actor. I do like him. See it.
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
He's never really had a sort of main starring role in anything huge that a lot of people will see. It's usually if he's something, like I said, he's in Batman, he's a side character and things like that. He's a very underrated actor. But I think he would make
How can I get into the castle?
Well, those walls were built specifically to stop people getting in, Mr. Stobart. But I dare say you'll find a way, if you've the will.
Okay.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now, there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that, but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Do you know where Pegram is gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmarne. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
Why has Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
Oh, no.
Thank the Lord for that.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nope. I've never seen him before.
Goodbye for now.
Well, we know that Fitzgerald was at the dig, and I believe that the
Mr. Fitzgerald? Doyle told me you definitely worked at the dig. He's seen you there. You might as well admit it.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefits at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Peagram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarne gem. Hey! I just seen a big red...
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy, Michael.
Oh, yes? And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Heart, you're all heart, lads.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I, and I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass, but the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
They've obviously edited that for this director's cut because you actually see him get hit by the car, the big sort of Batman, wow, like sort of explosion, effect thing that they had. That's not there. You actually see him get hit. And then after he's hit, when he's on top of the car and lying about it, his face is just like he's got blood pouring out of his nose and everything. They've obviously decided to edit that for the director's release. Okay, well.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Fellow.
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Rosso's the name. Murder's my game.
You a detective?
Let's just say I'm here to find the truth.
Cool. Just like on the telly.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Okay, let's see.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarne, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see, and he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Really?
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Please. I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was about, I don't know, I was talking about 7 or 8. Scared the
Did
shit out of me, but I
Fitzgerald
saw it when I
drop
was that
anything
young.
when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Maybe the package fell somewhere out of sight.
I was watching horror movies when I was really young. But bearing in mind, George is right, they're not suitable for children that age, but I still watch them, as did probably many kids.
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not. What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No. Only, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Lochmarne.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but me legs had lost their stuffing.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is.
There is.
But there is
The
no
bloody
rational
place is
explanation for
haunted.
What follows it?
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
I think we can.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
No way.
I could have sworn we could have shot. I could have sworn we get.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Maybe we've got to talk to him again later and do it. Okay, now I know we've got to flip this thing.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
Whoops. Right, so now we go up to the castle. Gotta get rid of this guy.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, now, what if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice.
Okay,
What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Overloaded.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah. He knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car.
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
I don't
You're
even
right.
know why the rope's
Why
up
didn't I
there,
think of it
because I know
before?
my curse
We'll
has gone.
demolish
But
the
for example,
haystack.
how is the rope supposed to hold that on, or these ones, or how are these ones even staying on because they're on their side? It's a...
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvellous! I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Right.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Okay, it's called McDevitt's, not Patrick's, but still. Okay, so... we must guard this stack of hay. Nobody is allowed to climb this, because if they do, they could fall, break their necks, and there could be serious ramifications for the farmer. There could be serious legal problems on the hell with it. Let's just climb it.
The stack of hay stopped short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Okay, well...
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm It remained...
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Right. Well, we missed a cutscene, but here we are with the infamous goat puzzle. And I call it the infamous goat puzzle because, believe it or not, this puzzle is so out there, so unique in video games that it has its own Wikipedia page. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. It's called the goat puzzle. This is the one thing that I do remember how to do, because even me, who's seasoned in these kind of games, even I was stumped for several days when I first played this, before I had to use rudimentary dial-up internet to try and find a solution for this. It was not easy, but we shall do this in the next episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share. It really helps me out a lot. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.